the pattern I found myself in, and what was called love addiction, who my therapist broke it down, was like that feeling of being like, oh, I'm in love, and this that honeymoon period that people call it. I was addicted to that.
He might be the type of person that never like really settles with somebody. Maybe he's like a, he's like a bee going from flower to flower to flower.
Have you ever believed in a celebrity couple believed that they would be the exception in an industry full of drama and deception? With Jennifer Hudson and Common, a lot of people thought so. Their love was once seen as a breath of fresh air, strong, deep, and mature. But you know what? Nothing in this world lasts forever, especially not in the world of stars. Recently, the internet has started buzzing that something feels off. And the love story between Jennifer and Common might not be as sweet as they once shared. In a previous interview, Common once said, "I feel like if there's any woman who could make me want to get married, it's Jennifer. Sounds romantic, doesn't it? The problem is that statement seems to have lost its value. Because, according to some sources, Jen turned down his proposal. And from there, everything began to fall apart. Let's play a familiar game, analyzing social media. Have you noticed lately Jennifer Hudson hasn't been posting pictures with Common anymore? No more sweet captions, no more thank yous, no more my love in the posts. Instead, she's been posting some rather cryptic quotes. Things like, sometimes to love the right person, you need to learn how to say no to the wrong one. Or, more recently, I'm not looking for perfection, I'm looking for truth. Sounds normal enough. Until you remember that Common has been rumored to be less than honest in past relationships. And did you know, some paparazzi claim to have spotted Common with another woman, not Jen, at a party in New York. No hand-holding, no kissing, but the looks, the smiles, and the physical closeness didn't exactly hide anything. This isn't the first time people have questioned Common's commitment in relationships. If you've followed his love life, you'll notice one clear pattern. He falls fast, gets intense early, makes big romantic declarations easily, but ends things quietly, sometimes even coldly. We're talking about a man who has dated some of the most accomplished women in Hollywood. Serena Williams, the world's #1 tennis player. Then Taraji P. Henson, the powerhouse actress who rocked audiences as Cookie in Empire. Tiffany Haddish, Erykah Badu, Angela Rye, Ava DuVernay. The list is so long, you'd have to scroll for a while if it were on paper. The thing is, none of them could keep Common around for long. None of them. And you know what? Common has even admitted that the problem might be him. In an interview, he said he suffers from love addiction, a kind of obsession with the early stages of a relationship when everything is new, exciting, and full of fantasy. When things start to stabilize, when love requires maturity, patience, sacrifice, Common starts pulling away and eventually disappears. He doesn't blame anyone, and to be honest, his admission sounds sincere. But no matter how honest it is, it's still a warning sign for any woman who comes after. So, when Jennifer Hudson came into Common's life, many hoped, maybe this time it's different. Maybe a woman as seasoned and deep as Jen could be the one to tame that wandering heart. But maybe hope is just hope. You see, people can change, but do their core instincts really change? Or is Common still repeating the same pattern? Meet, fall, obsess, then withdraw when the reality of love sets in. And if that's the case, the next question is, did Jennifer Hudson truly not see this coming? Or did she see it and still hope she'd be the exception? Toward the end of last year, an unexpected rumor spread in the insider circles. Common had proposed to Jennifer Hudson, but she turned him down. The rumor was never officially confirmed, but it didn't go away. Because it sounded a little too believable? Think about it. Throughout the previous year, the two constantly spoke fondly of each other. Common often called Jennifer the woman who helped me grow, and Jen never hesitated to appear by his side at special events. Smiling, calm, composed. They weren't a flashy couple, but the kind of love that made outsiders feel at peace just by looking at them. That's why so many people thought a wedding was just a matter of time. Until there wasn't a wedding at all. According to a source close to Jennifer, when Common proposed, she flat out said no. Not because she didn't love him, but because she didn't believe. She didn't believe that Common was in it for the long haul. She didn't believe that the proposal came from a place of real preparation or if it was just a last-ditch effort to save the relationship when things were already starting to fall apart. This source also added, Jennifer isn't the type who needs a ring to feel fulfilled. She's been through loss, seen the fakeness in the entertainment industry, and she's learned to put her trust in actions, not words. So, when Common got down on one knee, if he really did, Jennifer may have seen all the times this man had done the same for someone else, made promises, sworn forever, and then disappeared. From that perspective, the one who says no isn't necessarily the one who doesn't love, but the one who knows the other person too well. But there's also another theory widely shared on social media that it was actually Common who chose to walk away, because he felt hurt when Jennifer didn't agree to take the next step. For someone with an ego like Common's, being rejected by the woman he loves could be a blow to his pride. And if that theory is true, then every action that followed his silence, his withdrawal from the media, then showing up with another woman might just be his way of reacting to being turned down. We don't have a definite answer, but clearly if you pay attention, things began to change after the rumored proposal rejection. They were seen together less, fewer interactions, and the sweet words gradually faded. So who said no? And what was the real reason behind that no? Was it a loss of trust, a lack of love, or simply a mutual understanding that going further would only cause more pain? In regular breakups, people usually blame incompatibility, different life goals, or simply falling out of love. But with Common, a man who's always had a powerful pull on women, always talking about love and maturity, every breakup seems to come with a conspiracy theory. And this time is no different. On social media, especially Twitter and TikTok, whispers have begun to circulate. Some people started bringing up Common's past statements, moments seen as gender ambiguous, and his unusually close relationship with John Legend. One person even said Common seems to spend more time with John than with any of his girlfriends. Another went further, whether he loves men or women, in the end, he can't hold on to anyone. At first glance, it sounds like a joke, but when the internet started digging into every little detail from the way he talks, his evasiveness when asked about his orientation, to how overly affectionate he seemed behind the scenes with certain male artists, things started to feel less like a joke. Of course, it's all speculation. There's no clear evidence, no one has come forward to confirm anything, but that's the problem with showbiz. Once suspicion arises, your image is never quite the same. The question is, could these rumors be the reason Jennifer Hudson began to pull away? Maybe she didn't care about her boyfriend's orientation, but maybe she did care that he wasn't being honest about it. And that this lack of clarity, this lack of transparency might be what made someone like Jennifer feel unsafe to go on. From another angle, some believe that Common is intentionally leading the public down a dead end. Meaning, instead of letting people keep talking about the rejection or how he's seen as unreliable in love, he chose to stay silent and let other rumors, even false ones, become a smokescreen to hide the real pain. If that's true, then this isn't just a story of a failed relationship. It's a story about identity, reputation, and the fear of not being accepted in this world. And if all of it is just gossip, then we're witnessing one of the clearest examples of how social media can reshape someone's image, whether or not there's any real reason. The bigger question is, if you were Jennifer, could you continue a relationship while the public constantly speculates doubts and questions the man beside you? Is fame really worth it if it costs you your peace of mind? Since the beginning of this drama, people have looked at Jennifer Hudson as the victim, a brave, independent woman who once again encountered a man not ready to commit, someone who's already suffered so much in her private life, now betrayed by the man she once thought might be the one. But if you followed Jen long enough, you'd know one thing. She's not the type of woman to sit passively and let others decide her fate. Jennifer Hudson is the woman who endured the trauma of losing her mother, brother, and nephew in a horrific family murder. The woman who rebuilt her life from the ashes, rising from American Idol to winning an Oscar just a few years later. The woman who openly walked away from a decade-long engagement simply because mutual respect was no longer there. So, in her relationship with Common, is she really the passive victim or the one who chose to walk away first, once she realized he couldn't go the distance with her? Many of Jen's loyal fans believe she saw the red flags early on, not just because of the rumors, not just because of Common's past relationships, but because she's someone who's been through real pain and has enough experience to distinguish between genuine love and a relationship that just looks good from the outside. Some say Jennifer wasn't left. She's the one who let go first because she understood that a man needs to heal himself before he can truly walk alongside someone else. And as Common himself admitted, he's still struggling with love addiction, still not fully ready, even after a string of famous romances. On top of that, one noteworthy detail, in recent appearances, Jennifer doesn't seem to be suffering or falling apart. She continues to host her talk show, attend events, smile brightly, even posting clever status updates like, "Peace doesn't come from the person who excites you, but from the one who steadies you." That line, who do you think she was talking about? Not to mention, if you look closely, it's Common who's been the one softening in recent interviews, not Jennifer. He keeps praising her, using very humble words to talk about the relationship. In one instance, he even said, "No matter what, I will always respect her." That sentence can be interpreted two ways. One, Common still has feelings and regrets. Two, he knows he's been removed from the life of a woman who no longer wants to compromise. So in the end, is Jennifer Hudson the one who got hurt, or the one who pulled the plug before the light started to flicker? And if she really did walk away first, maybe that wasn't a retreat, but the strongest move she could make to preserve her self-worth. Common isn't the first man and definitely won't be the last to be infatuated with the beginning stages of a relationship. That feeling when two people first lock eyes, when the first message makes your heart race, when every gesture is new and full of surprise. People call it the honeymoon phase. And for some, especially those with an artist's heart, those addicted to emotions, those who crave validation, that phase isn't just a part of love. To them, it is love. Common has made this clear in a past conversation. "I found out I'm addicted to love. More specifically, addicted to the feeling of falling in love. That rush, the illusion, the high of newness. When emotions start to settle, when love needs to evolve into responsibility, sharing, and patience, he pulls away." That doesn't mean he doesn't love, it means he doesn't know how to love when love is no longer exciting. This is a fairly common mindset among a certain group of people, usually those who lacked stability in childhood or experienced emotional trauma they never had the chance to heal from. They view emotional intensity as proof of true love. They don't believe in stillness, in the ordinary, in stability. To them, stability equals boredom, and boredom is wrong. So they fall in love passionately, then withdraw coldly, and they repeat this cycle over and over again. Always convinced, I just haven't met the right person yet. But the real question should be, are they trying to become the right person for someone? In Common's case, what stands out is he knows this about himself. He doesn't deny it, doesn't reject it. He goes to therapy, talks openly about his past. And that's a good thing. At least he's self-aware. But self-awareness doesn't always lead to change. So when he fell in love with someone like Jennifer Hudson, a woman who's been through loss, who's stumbled and risen again, who's lived long enough to understand that love isn't always like in the movies, then the two were coming from completely different emotional places. Jennifer lives to find security, Common lives to chase excitement. One builds a home, the other seeks a campfire. And as you know, no campfire burns forever. It either dies out or must be reignited with someone new. The bigger question is, how many people out there are stuck in that exact same loop? How many mistake thrill for real love? And in doing so, overlook someone truly worth staying for just because their heart no longer races with every text? Common is simply a well-known example of a very common issue. Maybe you've encountered it yourself. Maybe you've been the one to walk away or the one left behind. And if someone watching this video is wondering why their relationships never seem to last, then maybe it's time to ask, are you truly searching for love? Or are you just chasing the feeling of being in love?